श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। सद्गुरु श्री साईनाथ निशरत बाबूजी की जय। RosePetals, Volume 2, Chapter 4, In the Orbit of the Magnet. What actually happens here? You have asked this question 100 times. What is your path? Is it a path of surrender? Is it a path of love? If not, then what is it? What's happening? It seems nothing is happening, and it's true. I've told you before, and I will tell you again about the example of the magnet and a piece of iron. We are all like pieces of iron, but what is it that differentiates iron from a magnet? In the magnet, all the molecules are in order, properly polarized, and every molecule has a north pole and a south pole. In the piece of iron, the molecules are not polarized. There are no poles and no order, so each molecule's magnetic field is counteracted or resisted by another molecule, yet potentially all the iron molecules are magnets. They have the magnetic power, but it is suppressed, not expressed. The magnet is different. It is exactly the same materially. Nothing is changed, but each molecule is in order, polarized north to south, aligned and focused. So, in our hearts, we are like those iron molecules. We have so many different poles with no alignment or order, only different molecules of attraction and desire in conflict with each other. I want money. I want comfort. I want a good house. I want to be with my family. I want to experience the comforts of the West. I want spiritual fulfillment. I want nirvana. We have so many desires, and each one conflicts with the other, pulling in opposite directions. With so many things pulling us from different directions, the so called magnetic force is lost. So, how can we make a piece of iron into a magnet? By putting it in constant touch with the magnet, the Sadguru, and rubbing it on the magnet again and again. The magnetic force embedded in the Sadguru will gradually polarize the different poles, but without changing the number of molecules. If there are 10 million molecules in the iron, they won't become even 10,000,001, nor will a single molecule be lost. They will be exactly the same number, but their direction will be changed, their attitude will be changed, and they'll become properly polarized, harmonized, and they will be aligned and put in order. What sadhana, what spiritual exercises, what techniques has the piece of iron done? Has it done anything? Has anything changed? In fact, it has changed. It has been transformed into a magnet. But where was the transformation? What happened? Has the piece of iron done it, or has the magnet done it? We wash our clothes and put them on the line and they become dry. How? By contact with the sun. That's all. They must be in contact with the sun. If you put them in the house or in a bucket of water, will they become dry? No. Our effort is only to put them outside on the line in the sun. And the only effort of the iron is to be in contact with the magnet, frequently in contact, not just once and then saying, yes, I did it, but nothing happened. It won't happen like that. In the process, the iron may feel some disturbance and say, oh my God, this is too disturbing. I don't want it. Again, it tries. At first, it feels as if something were being lost. But after some time, you realize you are not losing anything and nothing is being added either. No more hair, no more nails. Nothing is added. You are as you were, but something has changed. You're becoming magnetized. Everything is in perfect harmony, perfect integration. That is grace. Devotee. Does it mean that every pull should be oriented towards love of the Sadguru? Guruji. That is what happens. You want a job, but it doesn't come in the way of your love for Baba. You ask, Baba, I want a job. When the job comes, your love for Baba grows. Oh, Baba has given me this job. Or you are sick and you ask Baba, I want to be healthy. Then you become healthy. Oh, Baba has given me health. Nothing is in conflict. Your health, your asking, and Baba are aligned in perfect order. They are in perfect harmony. So our whole life and all that we are doing will be gradually turned and focused towards the magnet. We lose nothing, nothing changes, but everything becomes oriented towards that. Then so called spiritual growth, so called magnetism will also come, but not by losing anything. So the path will be happy. This is what I say. Can you say the piece of iron has surrendered to the magnet? Or that the piece of iron can make itself into a magnet? Or by the iron simply being there, not doing anything, the magnet can make the iron another magnet? No, it is the contact. The effort to put ourselves in contact is needed. It is said intrinsically you are divine. You are that, you are this. But we don't actually know that. We have it, but we don't experience it. Yes, a piece of iron is intrinsically also a magnet, but it doesn't express or experience its magnetism. Just as a piece of iron becomes a magnet, so it is with us. The way is, we have to seek a magnet, which is in our case the Sadguru. So, what is the difference between the magnet, the Sadguru, and the one who seeks it? The basic difference is this. In the case of the magnet, the order, the integration has been achieved, and here it has not. That is why, from the Sadguru's point of view, everything is the same. He has already achieved that harmony, so he sees no difference. But the seeker's point of view is, no, we are pieces of iron and you are a magnet. Devotee. Is the magnetic force the same as love? Guruji. Yes, love. Just as a piece of iron is drawn to the magnet, a seeker is drawn to the Sadguru, and in a human piece of iron, the magnetism is experienced as love. Devotee. Does the Sadguru give magnetism? Guruji. Magnetism is not given. It is already there in the piece of iron, so he only awakens it. Or, by the molecules just being changed to a certain order, the seeker realizes that he is already a magnet. How to make this piece of iron a magnet? By being in constant touch with whatever you think is a magnet. Baba is our magnet. Try to be with him mentally and if possible physically, in close proximity. The touch. That is what great saints like Ramana Maharshi taught. Beautifully, Ramana Maharshi actually called Arunachala a magnetic mountain. He was so much attracted to it that once he arrived there, he never left the place, even after he had become a magnet himself. Arunachala was his magnet and he stuck to it like a piece of iron. If this was the practice of even a great saint, a Siddha like Ramana Maharshi, then what about us? Did he need to be always at the feet of his object of love? And was it needed for Baba to be at his Guru's tomb? This is my Guru's place. I want to be here. They showed us that the Guru is the magnet. Baba is our magnet. Baba is our Guru, and we are all pieces of iron. Let us try to rub our actions, our thoughts, and everything that we have on that magnet, and we will become that. Do you follow? Devotee. For those of us who are not able to be in the physical presence of the Sadguru, would you say something about other ways of contact and what they mean? Guruji. The real contact is to be in the magnetic field. What transforms a piece of iron into a magnet is not the actual magnet, it is the field. Some people, if they cannot get contact, need an extender. Suppose there is a computer and a wireless modem is put somewhere on the first floor, but you can't get the signal here on the ground floor. What do? You put an extender here, another modem which makes the signal stronger. That's all. So, do anything that keeps you in the field of the signal. Are we in the field? One has to explore it in different ways. I don't want to name them. Instead of me listing them, you explore it. Devotee: Do you mean the energetic field? Guruji: In that analogy, yes, it is an energetic field. But it could be something else. It could also be an emotional field, because what is actually happening here is emotion. With an actual piece of iron, it is just an energetic pull. But we are not pieces of iron, we are human beings. We have a heart, we have feelings, we have love, we have hatred. So, how we experience the field is as love, as emotion. Where that particular emotion is fanned, where it increases and becomes stronger, where you are more and more aware of that emotion, yes, that is the field. Devotee: Is it necessary for everyone to stay with the physical form of the Satguru all the time? Guruji: Whether it is necessary or not, we can't do it because there are other pulls. In fact, it is not necessary. Devotee: After a while, when the mind gets focused on the Satguru's form, doesn't that magnetism start to flow even if he is very far away? It seems that in some cases there is such a strong recognition that a person can go anywhere without feeling a loss of that magnetism. Guruji: Then in that case they are in the magnetic field. But if you really feel that you are many miles away, then you are far away. If you realize that the Guru's magnetism is also there, you haven't really gone away from him. It is not the problem of whether the Satguru's magnetism extends that far. It is our problem of whether we experience the magnetism. If you put a magnet and a piece of iron at a certain distance apart, there will be a magnetic pull, but it won't draw the iron nearer. Then, if you bring them closer, the iron will be pulled. It is not that previously the magnetism was not there, but that there were other pulls so great that the iron was pulled back. The moment the iron is drawn, it experiences the magnetism. This is what Baba himself said. He sat for 12 years just looking at his Satguru, focused totally on him. He said that his Guru always loved and protected him wherever he was. And when his Guru asked him to go, with that awareness, with that experience, he went. The attraction that a piece of iron has towards the magnet is experienced as love. The piece of iron loves the magnet. That is why it always goes near. And the magnet also loves the iron, even more. That is why it draws the iron to itself. Actually, it is the magnet which draws, which is active, although it seems as if it is the piece of iron that is active because it's moving towards the magnet and the magnet is static, not doing anything. But the magnet is moving it. So it is statistically dynamic. That is why I feel Ramana Maharshi's way of describing Arunachala as a magnet is so apt. He used to call Arunachala a magnetic hill, a big magnet. The way it attracts is similar to what happens around Baba. If you also want to become magnetized and experience that harmony and get rid of your disorder and entropy, then you have to put yourself in the orbit of a magnet. Devotee: Is being in the orbit enough, or does the iron need to touch the magnet? Guruji: It is enough. Being in the orbit is enough. He will take care of the rest. Devotee: But should we be satisfied with just being in the orbit? Guruji: If the dissatisfaction is real, you'll draw nearer and nearer in a closer and closer orbit. Eventually, you'll merge with the sun and become one with it. Then there is nothing, no orbit at all. On its own, the piece of iron can't do anything, so it needs a magnet. That magnet is called a Satguru. By constantly thinking of him, being in contact, being in his presence, this piece of iron becomes a magnet in a fulfilling, happy, and harmonious way. Complete fulfillment is our goal, and we are all racing towards that goal. And when we get it, it becomes grace. That G factor is the Guru, that which makes the race the grace, Guruji. Sri Sachidananda Satguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Satguru Sri Sainath Nisharat Babuji ki Jai.